Pokémon Legends Arceus is a bold and fresh new entry into the Pokémon series, just like how Breath of the Wild revolutionized the Zelda series. Its adventurous, exploration-based approach has many similarities to the legendary Zelda game. Let's take a look at 10 of them. Firstly, the intro. Let's take a look. Notice any similarities there? This particular section seems to be almost a homage to Breath of the Wild. Then let's move on to the game's cel-shaded art style. There's no question that Legends Arceus draws a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild's playbook, with beautiful vistas and a cartoonish approach to its visuals that's reminiscent of Link's biggest adventure. Legends Arceus takes the similarities further too, in the area of its UI design. Some of the motifs and mechanics, such as switching between Pokémon in-game, definitely feel familiar here. Then of course we couldn't forget to mention the game's open world format. Just like Breath of the Wild, there's now a huge world to explore, and you even get a Sheikah Slate, an Arc Phone, to help you on your way. One thing to note though is that Legends Arceus map is region based as opposed to Zelda's seamless open world approach, but there's still a whole lot of land to discover. Moving to stamina. Although Legends Arceus doesn't have a visible stamina bar or wheel, it definitely limits you in how far you can run before your character becomes tired and slows to a walk. You'll then have to wait a bit for your character to recover before you can start running again. This invites comparisons to how Breath of the Wild does things, forcing you to keep a constant eye on your limited stamina reserves throughout your travels. The starting village in Legends Arceus is wonderfully Japanese themed. Come to think of it, wasn't there a very similar concept in the early stages of Breath of the Wild? Yes, that's right, Kakariko Village in that game had quite a similar feel. Moving next to point 7, this is just a very minor thing, but each camp in Legends Arceus contains a cooking pot. It's sadly not usable, unlike the ones dotted around Hyrule, but this feels like a nice nod to Breath of the Wild all the same. Speaking of food, there's plenty of foraging to be done in Legends Arceus. You can send out Pokémon to gather fruits, minerals and more. While this isn't something that's unique to Breath of the Wild, there's no denying that Link spends a good deal of his time picking up apples, ores and other forageable items in his trails too. Point number 9 is the horse riding, or should I say the Pokémon riding. You can call for a speedy mount to carry you rapidly throughout the game's world. This part definitely reminded us of whistling for Epona and galloping through Hyrule's wide expanses. Lastly, our final point is right back where we started, how Pokémon Legends Arceus really overhauls the series and brings a brand new experience to the table. Breath of the Wild was revolutionary for Zelda and painted it in a completely new light, and we have a feeling that Legends Arceus will do the same for the Pokémon series, both for new players and returning fans alike.